Hello, beautiful souls. I am here to share a message and to talk to you about my understanding and the messages from Mother Earth. For she has a consciousness. The earth of which we live upon, all of us live upon, has a consciousness. It has a heartbeat. It is holding all of creation upon it. And there is so much calling from her in this moment in time, in this, September now. And this is extending upon the message that came from Source last week around that Earth is shifting its vibration. It's calling upon us to shift our vibration, to assist it in its shifting in its vibration. And there is so much dishonoring that is happening in the world around Mother Earth, and not respecting the land of which we live upon, and not allowing her to hold us and support us. And so in that, there is such disharmony and there's such anger that is coming from nature, that is coming from the beings that also are the guardians of the earth, and the trees are the guardians of the earth. And we also have the horn god, who's also another guardian of the earth. And know that if we do not respect and we do not honor it, that will not be in service for us. And so there is such a need for us to wake up. And a part of waking up is also respecting all of which that has consciousness, which isn't just human beings. It is also animals, it's plants, it's the trees, it's the elements of which that keeps us safe and surrounds us. Because when we do not honor it, that is when it can become ferocious. And that is when you will find that fire and the ability to actually cause chaos. And her message right now is just so very clear. She is wanting us to step forward in our truth and not be ignorant, and not step forward in our ego. Because right now, and for many of years and many of times of which that we've ever known, it has only been from a place of ego. The world of which we've lived upon, the structures and foundations that surround us now, is coming from a place of ego and fear. And that is no place in the new earth. That is no place in the new world. And so now is the time to step forward into truth and into respecting all that live and honoring all that lives. And in that, then we are honoring and respecting the way of nature, the way of the world, the way of which we live upon. And that is the only way to be in harmony and one with the universe and within ourselves. And the disharmony that we feel within our body, within our being, is so much disharmony that we are actually having with the world around us. It is our disconnection with the earth, with the trees, with the elements, with the animals. This is creating so disharmony and dis-ease within our body. And if we're wanting to step into, we talk about this new earth and this, shifting into 5D consciousness and shifting our vibration and shifting everything. But we're talking about it as though it is only us that is important. And there is a bit of an ego in that, of just talking about shifting our earth and humans being rewarded, but comes with our ability to shift into that new world, to shift into that new frequency, means that we have to align our whole being with having respect for everything that holds consciousness, which includes the earth that we live upon, which includes the trees, which includes the animals. It includes the plants, it includes all things. It includes respecting the wisdom and the power of even the other dimensions of which we do not see. Respecting source, respecting the guardians of this earth, respecting the other beings that assist us. When we do not show respect to even the essence of the ocean, then she is ferocious and she will fight back. And so in order to live in harmony within ourselves, in order to live in harmony in the world that we're wanting to create, we must live in harmony with all of creation. A plant is one of creation. It has the spark and the light of creation within it. Otherwise, it would not grow. It would not live. It would not need anything to survive upon. Everything that lives is consciousness. It has a light, and it deserves to be honored and respected. And the earth that we live upon is absolutely calling us to be respecting and honoring of it. Otherwise, what I feel and what I hear from the elements is, if you do not step forward in authenticity and humbling yourself to it, it will not be good. But if you choose to respect and honor it, and you honor it in your life, and you understand that you need to seek permission for even what you do on your land, then you will be protected. And if we are wanting to create this new future, this new earth, this new vibration among all of us in this life, then we have to see the part of that puzzle that is so missing, which is all other beings other than just humans that deserve our love in its wholeness, that deserves our respect, our honoring. The messages are so very, very, very clear. If we are wanting to step forward into a new time, which everything is in support of us doing so, which is everything is in support of the humans stepping in to a new vibrational energy and a new vibrational earth, then we must respect all. And we must honor it all. And that same, not only is that the messages from Mother Earth, because she has a consciousness, so she of course can send us messages and communication. It is the same for the communication from the trees and the tree spirits. But it is also the same from the angels, from the ascended masters, from source, from highest consciousness. It comes from all the same message of stepping into our divinity, stepping into a new time, a new way of being, is also stepping into recognizing every living being and honoring and respecting that and loving it wholly. And it does not mean that all of these things do not have the ability to cause you harm. But it does mean to respect and honor that it does have that ability. It is even acknowledging and humbling ourselves as thinking that we are exempt from all things that are outside of our power and control, which is the elements, which is the earth. It has the ability to do things that is beyond what we could ever foresee and what we could stop. And so, in that, if you choose to love, if you choose to love wholly, if you choose to love all things and all beings and all consciousness and all spark of divine light and creation, that is when you step into the future of which that you've always wanted. The utopian of heaven on earth is right here among us. But we who are stepping forward into the light, the ones who are listening to these messages, who are resonating with every word and feeling that deep within their core, deep within their body, they're feeling the words and the wisdom of which that I am receiving and sharing with you, then you are here to hear this message and to spread the word, and for within yourself, honor and respect all, honor and love all. Because that is when we change the earth, when we share, when we feel and we live from that authenticity, and we step forward from that authenticity and we share that message with all. That is when we shape the world, because this is a ripple. When you choose to hear this and take it as truth, and you choose to honor that and live from that place, and you share that word, then that is the ripple effect that occurs across the world, happening in this moment. All you have to do is choose. To choose to hear the truth, to humble yourself, to silence that ego of which, why do I have to ask permission to do what's on mine? Was it ever yours? Was it ever any man's? No, that is not truth. The land that we live upon was never ownership of any man. If it has its own consciousness, then it is of itself. And we, humbly, are allowed to live upon it. And it was never to be in ownership of any humans who went before us. Because in truth, what we have known and what we have been taught in this life as to the originators of every part of Earth, there was many more before that, but we just do not know that origin story. We have not tapped in to that universal knowledge. That of course, there were more that came before we remember, before what is documented. Because in order to know that is to know truth, and truth is power. And so you were never meant to know that. And it was only meant to be that we are meant to feel as though humans own the land that we live upon, and whichever who originated upon it, that they owned that. No man ever owned this land. And that is not respecting that we are all graciously allowed to be here and to be held and be safe. And this is a message of what Earth is sending to us, to wake up to our own fallacy of which we think that we are the ones who have the ability to control all. Because as soon as Mother Nature decides to share that truth, then you find out that we are powerless. And the power lies in recognizing that when we respect and we love all things, that is where the power lies. Because when all things come together and live in harmony, then we support and protect each other. And that is the true power. What other messages am I meant to share with you today? It is so very simple what we are meant to know in this moment in time. It is so very, very simple. What we have always been told is not truth, and that there is more. That there is more to our story, there's more to this earth and this world that we've ever been taught. But in order to know all of that truth is to truly know the power that we all hold. And if all of us knew that, then we would not be able to be controlled. But as long as you are disconnected, as long as you are living from a place of ego and fear, then you are very easily controlled. You are very easily manipulated into thinking what is. I do not accept what is. I only accept what could be. The possibilities, the endless possibilities of the beauty of the divine heaven on earth, of which we are now collectively creating. By shifting our energy, by honoring all, by loving all wholly, that is when we are creating. We are all together manifesting this new world of the beauty of which that you could never imagine. The one that will gift you so much abundance, the one that will make your life move with ease. No more having to work for everything, but you just get to be. But that does not mean it is comfortable. It means that you're meant to step out of the structures that are just wanting to keep you asleep, and you're meant to wake up and you're meant to choose to be your whole vibrant, beautiful self. And the earth and Mother Nature is wanting you to step forward in your truth in order for her to change her vibration, to shift the frequency. This is a co-creation that we all must do together. And you must share your truth, you must share your light, and that is what is going to change this world. That is what's going to ripple effect throughout, through the reach of which you cannot see. You will never be able to see what power the words of truth hold, because you were never meant to. Because in truth, you're meant to just share it and it's never meant to be about just for celebration or for others to celebrate you, but is merely meant to change our world in a way that we can never imagine. And so stepping forward into your authenticity, into your light, and loving in your wholeness was never about anyone else, but actually about you. Because in this message of respecting and honoring and loving the land and the elements and the nature and the trees and animals was actually in protection of you. And if you are still here listening to this, then you know this to be true in your heart. And you will know that you're here to make change. You'll know that you're here to step into the gifts that you are bestowed upon in this life. You know that there's a calling. You feel that tug, that deep within that is pulling more of you out to be seen. These are the steps of which you take to do so. When you humble yourself and see where your ego tends to appear. When you respect all that holds consciousness. When you learn to hear its wisdom, that is when you change and shape your being. That is when you change and shape this world in ways that you could never imagine. It is time to step forward. It is time to be brave. It is time to love all, to love wholly. Because if you're wanting to step into that 5D consciousness, if you're wanting to change your vibration to step into this new earth, then that is loving wholly. Not loving with conditions, but loving and respecting all for exactly as it is, and allowing it to be as it is, which is also allowing others to be who they've chosen to be. But just sharing your truth and being the change by stepping forward into your authenticity. And that is where we shape the world. And that is all that they're wanting to share with you today through me. And that channel message was coming from many different high consciousness, earth, nature, from many different things, many different entities on the other side that are supporting us to all step forward into this new future. And I hope you hear this call. I hope you hear Mother Nature's call to honor and love her wholly and respect and listen to the land that you live upon, and knowing that no man owns it. And I send you so much love and light, and thank you for being here.